moving on to prediction number 4 from Ryan Rasmus and the team at Bitcoin for crypto in 2024. Prediction number 4, more money will settle using stablecoins than using Visa. Stablecoins are one of crypto's killer apps, growing from effectively zero to $137 billion market in the last 4 years, and we think 2024 will be another major year of growth. So remember, stablecoins are a cryptographic token that represents some stable amount of assets. Usually that is the dollar. Usually, most stablecoins represent a dollar. We have seen some that represent a euro. We've seen some stable versions of yen, but for the most part, they represent a dollar. So why do we think more transactions will settle, more money will settle using stablecoins and Visa? Because one, the number of transactions, the number of settlements in stablecoins has been going up and up and up, while Visa's been held relatively the same. We keep transacting in dollars. We keep transacting using our credit cards and debit cards over the Visa network, kind of the same every year. The amount of transactions in stablecoins is going up. So why is that? Well, in the past, it's been a lot of heavy DeFi users, right? So the DeFi degens have been transacting in stablecoins, moving money back and forth, lending, borrowing, all the different things you can do on DeFi platforms. Why Bitwise and what I'm looking at to see it going up is the fact that now we've seen the likes of, well, Visa for one. Visa is going to start processing stablecoin transactions. They've said so. They know on-chain transactions, on-chain settlement is the next wave. They know that that's where we're going. Why? Because we can get instant settlement, because it can be transparent, because we can transact immediately. Because when I go buy a cup of coffee at the coffee shop and I use stablecoins to do it, even if I'm using like a debit card that debits from a wallet that has stablecoins, theoretically the coffee shop gets that money immediately. If I use a regular credit card or debit card transaction, that coffee shop might not get that money for 2 or 3 days, and we might not. It's a big deal, but that is going to be a big deal. Plus the fees can be tremendously lower. So why a coffee shop? Why would businesses want to pay the 2.5% to 3.5% fee to Visa and MasterCard and such when they can start transacting in stablecoins? And another reason is we've seen PayPal launch their own stablecoin. PayPal has a tremendous user base, something like 150 million accounts worldwide, and so much money is traded back and forth on PayPal, but so much of it has to go through the banking system. So many international wires, so much international money. We at Interaxis, we pay people internationally to do some work for us, and we've had to do it in wires in the past, and now we can do so in stablecoins, and it happens immediately. It happens very inexpensively. So PayPal is doing that. So imagine that, talk about like the creator economy, seeing this diaspora of people all over the world that is able to produce value for others. And in the past, they've had to get paid via Transact or via PayPal. And now they can do so with stablecoins. That is going to be tremendous. We also see the use of stablecoins for countries like Argentina or Venezuela that have tremendous amount of inflation, and therefore they would rather transact, they would rather hold something that looks and feels like a dollar because it's going to have relatively stable value for them. And therefore, they're just going to start transacting that way. We've seen Coinbase, who we talked about in the last prediction, we've seen Coinbase launch the ability for me to send USDC on messaging apps via their base system, which is going to be tremendously inexpensive, meaning I can pay someone anywhere in the world via iMessage or WhatsApp with stablecoins. Again, there are all these signs that say we are going to transact in this. It's not going to be degen activity. It's going to be actual payments transacting and settling using stablecoins. We've seen SocGen, or Société Générale, which is a bank in France, has already issued and started offering publicly their own stablecoins. So we're going to see likely more bank issued stablecoins that say you give us your assets, we will issue you a stablecoin against it, which looks and feels like a dollar or looks and feels like a euro that you can transact with. And people are going to start to see how instant settlement works, how transparency works. They're just going to like that. And most people in the world, or many people in the world, would prefer to transact in something that looks and feels like a dollar right now, because it might be better than their home currency. It might be faster to do so internationally, and they don't want to be subject to banking hours, and they don't want to be subject to wire fees, and they don't want to be subject to wondering where their money is for days. You can know about it right away, and once people go that direction, it's really hard to go back. So yes, stablecoins are going to grow. Whether or not they pass Visa, I'm not sure, but stablecoin transactions are going to grow tremendously, and it's not going to be DeFi degen activity. It's going to be actual use case, actual adoption, people, businesses, you and I transacting in stablecoins, and often sometimes not even realizing. It's not like you're going to have a MetaMask wallet to transact. For you as an advisor, why is this important? Because you're going to have more and more clients clients that are going to be transacting in stablecoins. Number one, they're going to have to understand potentially how to use a wallet. How can I send money to you? How can I send money to my friend in another country? They're going to receive money that way more and more often, and you're going to have to help them with safety and security. How do you set up a wallet? How do you make sure you don't lose all your money? Why should you not move all of your cash into a stable coin and earn 4% on it or something? You're going to have to answer questions like that for you around safety, security, risk management, all of those things. But number two is also, if there's more stable coin transactions, if more people are transacting using blockchains, whether it's Solana, Ethereum, layer twos like Base, Arbitrum, Polygon, whether they're using stable coins on those to transact, it's going to affect the value of those networks. The number of transactions affects the value and the demand for the tokens that make those go. So ETH, the layer twos like Optimism, Matic, the token of Polygon, Sol, which is the token for the Solana network, see huge increases in demand because of all the stablecoin transactions that are going to be going on. So we are going to see a tremendous amount of increase in stablecoin activity, just like we have for the last few years. But now what we're starting to see is it's due to real adoption and not due to crypto and DeFi degen activity.